Okay, so welcome to episode 2 of POSDD, piece of shit, documentary diaries. Okay, so basically, I'm going to be talking about the guys that I have been involved with, most my children's stats. That's what I'm going to be talking about. The stuff that they put me through, the stuff that they put my children through, the facts, the good, the bad, the ugly. It's just not just going to be like a negative kind of a negative thing. Oh, I'm sorry. Thought I wait. Hold on. There's always something. Okay, anybody knocking on the door. But so yeah, so this is episode 2. So the first, and this is going to be a continuation of what I previously stated in episode 1 with my first children's father. Oh, I see the hair on my chin. The hair on my chinny chin chin. Goodness, this thing show everything. Is it 1 or 2? But anyways, disregard. I'm about to put this on a black screen for real, cause y'all don't need to see me. I mean, y'all already know how I look anyway. Oh, let me turn on this TV. Okay, so yeah, let's get into it. Let me grab my notes. So now I'm just, it would be nice, and I think I'm gonna do that a little later. Like, you know how they have on series or on TV shows when they be like previously on whatever, whatever, and then they do the recap, the video, different scenes, parts of the scenes, or what happened the previous episodes. So that's what eventually I'm gonna get to doing. But if somebody want to do that, feel free to do that. Like, get bits and pieces of what I previously stated in previous videos and then put it together. Then on the next episode, it'll be like previously on POSDD on the last episode. But if not, I'll eventually would do that. I get to that. Okay, so we talking about my first children's father, Avon and AJ. Avon and Andrew. My second son name is Andrew Jonathan Neal, but we call him AJ. That's his nickname. So I'm most likely going to be saying AJ because that's what we call him, AJ. That's his nickname. And Avon is Avon. Avon name is spelled Heaven. My first son is name is Avon. His name is spelled Heaven, but take off the H and the E is silent. So it's E apostrophe AVEN, Avon. And then Andrew, ANDREW, Andrew is my second son. But anyways, okay. So going to be talking about their dad. Now, mind you, all this is public information, especially about the courts. I'm in the state of Maryland. That's no secret. I'm in Baltimore, Maryland, in Baltimore County, Maryland. I grew up in the DMV area, Maryland, DC, and Virginia. Grew up around that area. So public records, like you can go to Maryland Judicial Case Search and then just type in anybody name that's in Maryland, and then the different cases should pop up if you that's what you want to do. So the information, the stacks of it, what the case was about, the what was the outcome, like all that information is public. So basically, like I said, eventually I'm like an open book anyway. So my information is public. You can even Google me anyway. Google my name, and then it got like my telephone number, my email address, my addresses, like all of that. And I'm quite sure it has that for all of y'all out there too. Well, not all of y'all, but most of y'all out there too. It has y'all public information. So what I'm saying is it's in public. Like everything is being watched anyway. Okay, almost 5 minutes in, ain't even talk about this motherfucker yet. But yeah, so I say that to say this. Anything that I'm stating, you can go on my Facebook Demetra Hempel. You can go on my Instagram. You can go YouTube, whatever. Most likely Facebook, because that's where pictures have been on since 2009 and posts and everything. So none of this is like private information. Like I've been posted Jonathan Lamont Neal on my page. I've been mentioning his name since 2009. I've been posted pictures of him. You know what I mean? I've been mentioning him, you know, the good, the bad, the ugly. So not recently, but now I am. Now I'm mentioning this Bama ass motherfucker name now. But yeah, way before I started, yes, that's when his name was mentioned, but then it stopped. You know. Anyways, now 6 minutes in, let's get to him. Okay, so Avon and AJ are my two oldest sons. I had Avon January 16th, 2003. I had AJ March 9th, 2007. Their dad name is Jonathan. Okay. I met Jonathan in elementary school. Okay. Met him in elementary school in Mr. Duncan's class, 6th grade. We went to the same elementary school, Bradbury Heights Elementary School. I think he went there and started in the 5th grade. I've been going to Bradbury Heights Elementary School since kindergarten, but I left and then I came back, you know, like my parents moved and we came back and this and that. So I started at Bradbury Heights Elementary School in kindergarten, and I ended it in 6th grade. This when 6th grade was in elementary school. Now 6th grade is in middle school in Maryland. I don't know how it is in other states, but in Maryland, they changed 6th grade to middle school like a few years ago. I don't know, 8, 9 years ago. They changed that. I don't know, but they changed it with the year when Avon supposed to go in 6th grade. So in his 5th grade, the summer of 5th grade, you know, like he was in 5th grade, completed 5th grade. This is Avon, completed 5th grade in Maryland, and then we got the news like a month, you know, after school ended that hey, starting this school year, the next school year, 6th grader is going to be in middle school, and it's like damn, like like they didn't give us no heads up. They just like told us beginning of the next school year, which was in the following September, you know, end of August. All 6th graders gonna be in middle school. So I'm just like, dag, even you ain't even graduate elementary school. And then that takes me back to how I didn't graduate elementary school. I did, but my mother moved, so we was out of the apartment, and then Shani want me to take the F14 bus. This is in Capitol Heights. The F14 bus comes straight up Bright Sea Road, because we used to stay in Bright Sea apartments. Bright Sea Road apartments. This is in what, Capitol Heights, Maryland. What was Landover, Maryland, and Bradbury Heights Elementary School was in Capitol Heights, Maryland. So, but the F14 drove past literally outside of the apartments, and then it gets stopped right on, what's that, Glacier Avenue, right down the street from Bradbury Heights Elementary School. It was just like a straight walk, like a 3 minute walk. Like you can see the elementary school once you get off the bus. You just walk like to the next block, and you see the elementary school like right there, and kids and crossing guards and everything. And I told my mother I'm in 6th grade, so I'm like 11 years old at the time, and this is back in the 90s. You know, I'm like 11 years old, and I was telling my mother, like, Mom, you know, like we moved like 2 weeks before school ended, and we stopped going to school like a week before. Yeah, like a week before, like that last week of school, me and my sister, we didn't go to school the last week of school, but we moved like a week before. So I guess my mother was trying to give us like that 1 week, hey, get your stuff together, you know, whatever. Even if it was that, probably wasn't even a whole week. But anyways, my mother was like, no, no, you're not riding the metro bus to school. I'm like, it goes straight there. Like I didn't want to miss out on, especially my graduation. But anyways, so I ain't even attend my graduation or anything. That was suck. So yeah, so even, but anyway, what, why I get on this? Oh yeah, so I met, me and him, we was in the same class. Me and Jonathan was in the same class in 6th grade. Okay, at Bradbury Heights Elementary School. That's where we met. I thought he was attractive, and me, I'm shy, quiet. I had blue glasses. Blue is my favorite color. Sky blue actually is my favorite color. So I had on like some blue glasses. You know, I I was like a regular girl. I didn't talk, really. I mean, I wasn't ugly or whatever, but I was just wasn't one of them girls in the classroom that's like that changed shoes. Like I was like I wore the same shoes every day to school, and it was girls in the classroom and boys in the classroom who can like switch their shoes up like every day or every week, and then go back to the other pair of shoes. And I'm just like I'm wearing the same shoes throughout the whole school year. Maybe get 2 pairs. But I'm just like, the second pair I only get because the first pair got holes in them, and I'm just be looking like, damn, like they got money. Like confirmation, like they got money. And then plus when it came to in school, like you got free lunch, reduced lunch, or full price lunch. And then I had free lunch, so we had to get a lunch ticket. This is again in Maryland back in the 90s. They don't do that now because every kid eat free. That's how it's supposed to be anyway. Oh my goodness, look, I'm going off topic. Yesterday, matter of fact, I scrolled through it because I ain't even want to watch the video. I don't know how old this video was, what state it was in. I don't even know, but it was a video that the lunch lady, this little girl in line with her lunch tray. You know how you got the sliding thing down. She had her lunch tray, the little girl, and then the I guess the cashier, the older lady. I guess the little girl was about to get her lunch, and then I heard the lady say, "Oh, well, on your account you have no money." So, and then I just strode up, and the way the lady said it, the lunch lady said it, it was seemed like she was going to be like, well, no, you can't get this lunch, you can't get your lunch. So I don't even know how it ended, but I'm just like, I don't even want to know. I'm hoping for the best, but the way that the lunch lady said it was like, oh, you don't have no money in your account. So, and then I think I seen her, the lady, about to like reach over, and I just strode up. I said, I don't want to see this bullshit, because I'm like, give the kid a freaking lunch. It's supposed to be for free. It's a damn child. Like, why is children paying for freaking food in school? Like, yeah, I get it, a la carte. Yeah, maybe, yeah. But basic lunch that's probably fucked up food anyway. Like, just give it to them. This whole system is so out of whack. Goodness. Okay, Demetra, get on topic. Stay on topic. That's what I'm talking about. I keep going all off the place. But 6th grade, oh, we met. He was in the same class. He was attractive, he did look nice. He was one of the good looking boys in the classroom. A lot of the girls like, was flirting with him. I wasn't flirting with him. Like I said, I'm shy, quiet, stuck to myself. I was interacting with the people who was like me, who was like shy and quiet, who the teacher be like, okay, everybody pair up with somebody. And I'm, sitting down, yeah, don't move. And then I just look around and be like, okay, that kid didn't move neither. Let me go work with them. And just one girl named Leanne. Can't remember her last name, but Leanne. I used to like pair up with her a lot because she was like me. She was shy and quiet. And this little white girl, she was cool. She was my friend. But that was it. And we used to pair up. Leanne, we partners? Okay. So, but anyways, so close to the end of the school year, 6th grade, um, they dad asked me to the dance. We had a 6th grade dance, graduation dance or whatever. And I told him, I said, well, I'm not sure if I'm going or not. Mind you, we was moving, in the process of moving. So I told him, this is all facts. I told him, I said, well, I'm not sure, excuse me, am I going to go or not? He was like, well, okay, well, if you do go, can you be my date? And I'm like, okay, sure, but I'm not sure if I'm going or not. And then again, ain't want to go with nobody, no way. Like, I'm just like, dude, we don't even go together. We don't really talk in class. Like, he probably say hi, hi, but we wasn't really interacting in the classroom. And again, it seems that way. Like, a lot of the growing up, a lot of the guys who were like popular or who a lot of the girls wanted, the guys ain't really want them. The guys was interested in me. And I don't even be interested in these guys. Like, true story. True story. It's been a lot, and not end up being just cool and friends with these popular guys. Football, what about I say team leaders? What is it? Football captains and stuff like that. Like, we end up being cool. And then or just regular, like, but all these females be all around them, all laughing in their face and trying to get their attention, and I'm just like, I mean, like, yeah, the dude good looking, he's nice, but I'm just like, for me, that's the girls make him all that attention. This is how I am. All that attention that the females is putting on him is a turn off for me, because I feel as though, well, I know as though, especially in middle school, elementary school, even in high school, well, not so much in elementary school, but I noticed that everybody been in your relationship. Like, everybody want to know this, everybody want to know that. If everybody speculate things, everybody just gossip, everybody just so into people relationships, especially the popular people. Like, they all in people business, gossiping, being nosy. And I'm like, am I? I'm a regular girl, you know. I ain't wear no makeup. I wore like the same clothes. And the females that be all up on these guys, like, they, you know, they look nice. They change up their clothes every week. They don't wear the same shoes. They wear a little bit of makeup. You know, they got friends. Like, I didn't have none of that. You know, I wore the same clothes every week. They clean clothes every week. The same tennis shoes, no makeup. My hair be looking a mess some days, and I be thinking that it look decent, but my hair, I get talked about. I get talked about. You know, like, get picked on. You know, so I'm just like, my mindset is, why this dude want to talk to me? He got all these females that's all up on him, and little old me, I'm looking like this. Again, I didn't have low self-esteem. I just knew, like, I was on a different level than the females, as far as me being on my own level. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I know I wasn't in no competition with them. I knew I'm just me. I'm just me. I'm Demetra. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, so it'd be, you know, to me, that's like a turn off, because I'm like, if I were to date a popular guy who all the females already want, I feel as though the female's going to be trying to do extra to have him cheat on me with them, and then trying to make me look like a fool. You know, like, oh yeah, I took your man from you. Oh yeah, I kissed your boyfriend. Oh, you know, like, stuff like that. Like, I seen it. So I'm just like, and then just being, you know, would have been in a relationship with the popular guy. I just feel like females were probably trying to be my friend in order to try to get him. Like, and all this is happening in movies. Mind you, I ain't never seen no movie like this. When, well, actually, I did see, what's that movie? Played, goodness. Oh my goodness, what is that movie with Christina Milian and the dude on Wild 'N Out? I can't even freaking think of the name of the movie. But when she paid him, oh no, he paid her something. Something need to be fixed, but somebody paid somebody to be friends. To, you know, to be friends or to be boyfriend and girlfriend, and everybody was like, "Hey, yeah, you know, I forgot the name of that movie, but there was another movie where somebody betted a popular guy to go out on a date with this, like, low key shy girl for a bet. Like, he ain't even really like the girl. He just did it for a bet. But then, of course, he ended up starting to like the girl for real once he got to know her. And then she found out, like, oh, this was for a bet. And then, of course, you know how the movie go. The boy be like, oh, but yeah, it started off as a bet. But I really, really like you now. You know, this and that. And the girl, like, what the fuck? You know. So I think that movie I seen, I don't know. But just in my mind, I was just like, nah, I can't date a guy that's popular, because females already up on his dick or trying to be up on his dick. And then I'm quite sure if me and him start dating, and if he really do like me, like, if he really, really, really like me, or whatever. Ain't no betting or whatever. Like, he really liked me. I'm quite sure these females will be hating me more. And I don't want that kind of attention, that kind of drama, that unnecessary stuff. And mind you, I'm by myself. So it was like all the females had friends. So it would have been like me against them. I'm like, nah. So honestly, that's how I looked at things, where a popular guy was interested in me, but I already seen all these females around him. Like, they don't make it a secret. Like, and then I can peep game how these females will be doing too much. And in my mind, I'm just like, that girl looks so dumb, trying to get this boy attention. See, the boy don't even, want to be bothered. Like, I see all of this. I observe all of this. And I'm just like, like, do you know, in my mind, I'm like, did that girl know she making herself look dumb? Like, he not even paying attention to her. And then his friends is like, and of course the guys always have friends. Anyways, yeah. Okay, so let me get back to the thing. Okay, I'm gonna get off in like 5 minutes, maybe seven. It'll be 28 minutes I've been on. So, anyways, I, goodness, I say all that. Okay, basically, me and him, we met in Mr. Duncan's class in sixth grade. He invited me to the dance. Well, he didn't invite me. He asked me if I go to the dance, can I go with him? I was just like, well, I'm not sure if I'm going or not, yada, 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 because I wasn't interested in him. I wasn't, it was just like, yo, oh my God, yeah, boy asked me out. Cool, great. I think that was like the first time a boy asked me out. We 11 years old. But I was just like, I don't know, I'm not even sure if I'm going or not. So long story short, I didn't end up going. I didn't even go to graduation because, again, we moved. So we did exchange phone numbers and stuff like that. So this is house phones. We had house phones back in the day. So we did talk throughout the summer on the house phones and whatever. But, like, that was it. And he was just like, and I think he was sad, which I guess he would be sad because and like years later, we talked about it. We went to two separate middle schools, two separate high schools. But years later, we talked about it, and he was like, yeah, back in sixth grade when you stood me up and everything. I said, I did not stand you up. He was like, yes, you did. I had a flower for you, a corsage and everything. You ain't even show up. I was just like, I told you I might not make it. So I'm like, I told you that. He was like, yeah, but isn't it? So I felt like I heard him. But I didn't mean to. And to me, I wasn't even thinking about the dance. I was mostly thinking about my graduation because I'm just like, I don't go to no dance. I don't, I dance, but I don't dance. So, but things happen for a reason. Things happen for a reason. And I do believe having your first dance with somebody, and that means a lot. Like dancing with somebody, especially your first dance, like Cinderella. I don't know, I just get the feeling like dancing with people that is significant, that holds power. So it's a reason why I didn't make it to the dance. Of course, back then, I wasn't really tripping about the dance. But of course, I'm just like, yeah, I'm glad I didn't go because that would have been the first time that I danced with a boy. Who knows? He probably wanted to kiss me, and that would have been the first time I kissed at 11. First time that I kissed, and then we dancing, or we probably didn't kiss, or it's just, I don't know, I don't know. And especially with him, ugh. So, anyways, so yeah, so we went to two different middle schools because, mind you, I moved, and then went to two different high schools, and then we met back up. Where did I see him? At Landover Mall. I think that's how we met up with each other. We were in high school. Let me see, ninth grade, 10th grade. It was in the ninth grade. So I was a freshman. I'm trying to think. Yeah, freshman. What's that? 13, 14, 13, 14 years old around that time. We met up again around like 14, and yeah, so we started dating, boyfriend and girlfriend started dating. Yeah, 14, 15, because that's when I lost my virginity. Yeah, so we lost each other virginity. We were each other's first at 15. Did I want him to be my first? No. Did I mind? No. I mean, again, at the time, I don't know, man, whew, what time is it? I don't even got time to go into how I felt about him. He was just, I just knew he wasn't my type. But I think he was like my first kind of boyfriend. But in middle school, this other dude named Eddie, who I was just forced to kiss, peer pressure to kiss this boy, or the boy to kiss me, my first kiss. This boy named Eddie. And I didn't even, like, I wasn't into none of that. When I say I was into books, I was into books. But yeah, so the first time I kissed somebody was this boy named Eddie, who that was peer pressure. I didn't want to kiss him, and that kiss was not good at all. Ill, ill, ill. And that was when I was like 14. So me and Jonathan, we found each other at Landover Mall. I think he was working there or something. I don't know, but we found each other and we started talking to each other again, and we end up being boyfriend and girlfriend. So mind you, we in high school now, two separate high schools. I went to Eleanor Roosevelt High School. He went to Suitland. Did he go to Suitland? Yeah, Suitland High School. So yeah, Suitland High School. So anyways, um, we end up dating, boyfriend and girlfriend, boyfriend and girlfriend. I was going over his house, taking the metro bus now. Now I'm older, I'm a bit older. I can take the metro bus by myself. So I'm going over his house for a little bit, taking the metro bus back to my house, catching another bus, whatever, whatever. Sometimes his parents would drop me off at home, it depending on the time, the time of night it was. But anyways, me and him, how that relationship was, he was cool, but I knew that I didn't want to be with him because it was just his teeth. I ain't gonna get too much on his teeth, but he had one yellow tooth that just stood out, and he be wanting to kiss me, and I'm just like, ugh, like, do he know his teeth? I don't know how that happened. He got one yellow freaking tooth, and he always wanted to kiss me. Come on, give me a kiss. And I'm just like, oh, young, I don't want to freaking kiss you. And then he the type of person that like sings songs. Till this day, I cannot hear this song. I just cut it off. Usher, um, a slow dance. That song with Usher. Do you want a slow dance? A slow dance with you. Just another slow dance. Something how that song go with Usher. He used to sing that song and like do a little move, like sing it to me when I saw him come on to want me to get up and dance with him and do, like all like I'm just like, ugh. I look at him in my mind like this boy is not attractive. Like what am I doing here? I kid you not. I be like, what in the world am I doing here? And we be over his house. His little sister's there, his parents upstairs. We in the basement just listening to music or playing pool. And then he just always want to be like rubbing all up on me, and I'm just like, ugh, like I didn't like that. And so, anyways, a couple of months later, we went in the back room in the basement, and we ended up having sex with a condom. So when we did talk about it like a couple of days before, like, oh, you gonna have sex or just I'm gonna have sex, I don't know. And I was just like, okay, sure, you know. So in my mind, I'm just like, well, I'm about to lose my virginity. Okay. Went over his house, his parents went out for the night, but his older cousin supposed to be washing us or whatever. But we went down in the basement and in a separate room. It was like pillows or whatever, like already set up. Like wow. And we had sex. I'm laying down, and he put on the condom. So I'm just like, make sure you put the condom on correctly. We took the same sex education class, the elementary school. So he had the condom on right, and then so just laying down, and he was on, and I ain't even tell if it was in or not. I was just like, is it in? He was like, yeah. I was like, all right. But literally, I really ain't feel nothing. So I guess it was real quick, and I think that's normal for the first time for a boy. I'm quite sure. I mean, I guess I don't know. Um, but his was fast and quick. And me, I'm not tripping. I'm just like put. So I still remember when he nutted or whatever in the condom. And then, so mind you, I'm thinking there's more to it because I ain't get into it. I didn't feel anything. I wasn't, like how you hear people that's like, I mean, just in general with sex, it seemed like it lasts a while, and the girls be making a little noise, and it's just, I don't know, but it didn't happen. So I'm just laying there, and I guess he finished, in the condom. So he pulled out. So I'm thinking, okay, what's going on? Everything good? He was like, whew, yeah, I'm fine. And I'm just like, okay, what you need me to do something? He was like, no, I'm finished. I'm like, finished? And I'm like, huh? He's like, yeah, I'm finished. Look. And then like it was like a little, I can't explain. It was like we had a little light on, and then we seen the stuff inside, the con. I was like, let me see how it looked, because that was my first time seeing that, and it was inside, the nut, the cum, whatever it's called. I mean, it was inside the con. Then he took it off. I was just like, okay, no holes, no drips, no nothing. So my mindset was like, okay, good. And I still be thinking like, okay, I better be pregnant. I mean, I knew I wasn't, but it was because I seen the nut inside the condom. But it was just like, okay, what if a little bit dripped? What if this? Because I did get wet. Like I did feel some wetness in me. I guess you always wet if you that young. I mean, you shouldn't be dry at 15, 16 years old. I don't know. But I did, feel wet inside. So I'm just like, okay, hopefully nothing came out, whatever. I wasn't thinking like, oh, that can be my wetness. I wasn't thinking about that. But yeah, but we walked outside, and then, he threw it outside in the sewer or whatever, which was not good. But anyways, that's what we did. That's what he did. Threw it in the sewer on the ground. But I'm just like, I didn't feel anything. That should have been my sign right there. Like, shoot. So in my mind, I kid you not, days later, of course he wanted to kiss and kiss and kiss. But days later, I'm just like, am I still a virgin? Because I'm just like, like I didn't feel any different. I'm just like, I think I'm still a virgin. But I'm like, we did have sex, but I didn't feel anything. Like, that was fast. This and that. So, of course, we did it again a couple of days later. Oh, shoot, let me get off. So we did it again. I'm saying like the following weekend. Yeah, I'm about to get off. It's 3:09. My son about to knock on the door and still nothing. But let me get off. But yeah, continuation part 3. Yep. All right. Bye.